Hey, let's talk about evangelism just for a minute. It's something that has a part of history in the Christian faith. Evangelism, really, what is it? Good news. Just good news. It's lived good news. It's a pronouncement about good news. It's a declaration of good news. It's about Jesus. So there's not a whole lot of debate about evangelism. And I know when people usually hear the word, especially if they've been around the church for a while, it's like pressure. That's the last thing it should be. Because evangelism really comes from an overflow, not from overwork. It's not duty bound. Now, when we bring this up, we're not talking about necessarily a methodology. Now, perhaps your pastor, perhaps somebody's going to bring in methodologies, but let's really focus in on evangelism simply being good news. You know, Jesus said, the Spirit of God is upon me to pronounce good news, to preach the gospel, to announce good news. He also said to his disciples, as the Father has sent me, so send I you. And there's another place, go into the highways and the byways. What is all of that? It wasn't so much a command of a duty and you better do it. It's this living water that happens in our being and knowing Jesus. It's got to have an outflow. It goes somewhere. We get to give. And evangelism is really about just giving away good news, bringing good news into so many situations where there's not a whole lot of good news. Now, again, I'm not speaking of methodologies. That comes in another talk. That comes from other people. I'm just saying evangelism is simply sharing the good news that has touched your life.